Hey guys, so it's been a little bit of time since I made a video, and this one's a little bit late, but I have an excuse, sort of. Why don't you love me, Pierre? Okay, in all seriousness, let's talk about what I watched last month in April. We're gonna start with the seasonal stuff being what I finished from winter. I still have a couple more things to go until I've completely finished with that season, but it will happen. So the first thing I finished was Engaged to the Unidentified. I've already said how much I like this show. It was one of my favourites of last season because it was just fun to watch, and I really can't say more about it, so recommended from me, I guess, if you're really into your rom-coms. Next was Space Dandy. I was just thoroughly impressed with Space Dandy. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for season 2. Next season is just going to be so full of great sequels, and I really can't wait. Space Dandy is probably like number 3 on the list of things that I'm excited for next season. It's pretty high up there. Next, Noragami, which was my favourite from last season if you didn't see my video. I really liked Noragami. I thought Noragami was fantastic, and I'm just thoroughly happy with what Bones did with it. Bones, so back. Oh. Next on the list is Chunibyo Season 2, a much unneeded sequel, but I kind of enjoyed it for the most part. I don't know how I feel about the ending. I feel like it's fitting. I don't feel like it's satisfying though, so I'm very, very conflicted about how I feel about the ending of that show. Next on the list, Norin. I liked Norin. Would be a lie. I don't know why I even said that. I didn't like Norin. That was what I meant to say. I didn't like Norin at all. I didn't think it was funny. I didn't think that it was enjoyable. The most enjoyable thing was probably the Princess Mononoke reference, and it was not subtle in any way. So it did pretty good when it was copying like a classic film. Otherwise it just wasn't funny, and I didn't like it. I kind of thought I would before the season started, but I didn't. I really didn't. And the last thing that I finished that was technically seasonal was Uchu Kyodai, or Space Brothers. I did a whole review on Space Brothers, so if you haven't seen my review on Space Brothers, I'm just going to direct you there. Short version, go watch it. It was really good. I haven't started that much stuff from this season yet. To be honest, there's just so much stuff that looks really good that I don't know what to pick, so maybe you guys could help me. Okay, first, let's get this out of the way. Kamigami no Asobi. I don't know how to talk about this show. I really like it though, and I'm doing episode reviews over on otakukato.com, so if you want to see my episode reviews and what I think of the episode, that's probably where you need to go. Oh, I love it so much, and I know it's not good, but I think it's so great. It's got Hades in it. Oh man, that last episode where... Okay, I like reverse harems. If people don't know that, you're probably new here. I really like reverse harems, and this is just another reverse harem that I really enjoy, so... Moving on, Captain Earth. Yes, I've watched one episode of Captain Earth and I really liked it, so I need to catch up with the rest of them. Thanks, Bones, for another great show. By the same team that did Star Driver, so I imagine people are gonna, hate it. But I really, really liked the first episode. It had such a Star Driver feel to it, and I love Star Driver. Next, Mushishi Season 2. I love Mushishi. This is not a secret. I love Mushishi, and Mushishi Season 2 is just more of it. If you haven't seen the first season of Mushishi, I wouldn't worry too much about not being able to understand Mushishi Season 2 all that much, because it's very, very episodic. It's so episodic. I highly recommend watching Season 1, but I don't think it's necessary for you to watch Season 1. That's my thoughts on Mushishi. It's fantastic. Next on the list is Mahou Shoujo Taisen, which is the Gainax show. It's like 2 minutes an episode, and it's not good. It's really not very good. And it's going to be like 26 episodes long, so I'm going to be watching this for the next 26 weeks of my life. I'm not enjoying it particularly, but it is only like 2-3 minutes a week, so I don't entirely hate my experience with it, because it doesn't outstay its welcome too much, which is great. Another short show that I'm watching is, I'm going to have to read this, Inugami-san to Nekoyama-san, which is I think it's a shoujo-ai slice of life. It's about a pair of girls that one likes cats but looks like a dog, and one likes dogs but looks like a cat. Yep, I don't have anything to say about this show. It's really not that good. But again, doesn't outstay its welcome. Next on the list is another short show, but it's about half the length of a normal episode, and that is Mangaka-san to Assistant o Santo. I honestly, before going into this, didn't know anything about the source material. That's entirely my fault. And I was hoping it would be a little bit like Bakuman. If you were hoping that, because you didn't do your research either, you'll know that it's nothing really like Bakuman apart from it's about a mangaka. That being said though, I don't actually hate it yet. I've only seen 2 episodes, and I don't entirely hate it. I probably will soon. Next on the list is The World Is Still Beautiful. I've only seen 1 episode of this, and I really liked it, but I don't have anything to say on it, so I'm going to watch more, and maybe next month I'll have more opinions on it. Right, this is one that I have to read. Next one is Bokura wa Mina Kawaiso. I've only seen 1 episode of this again, and I am going to watch more, but I was hoping that it would remind me of Suzuka, and so far I'm not really getting that vibe, because, you know, it has a similar setting to Suzuka in a way. And I really liked Suzuka, so I want to see where this one goes. I don't have many opinions on it again because I've only seen the first episode, so maybe when I've seen a few more, I will inform you of my opinions, thusly. Last on the seasonal list for now is Soul Eater Not. Sorry, I completely forgot the name of that show then. I really like this because it's exactly what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting like a sequel to Soul Eater, I was expecting a slice of life in the Soul Eater universe. And it has the slice of life elements, but it also has some of the action elements that I've seen so far that I really, really like. I've only seen the first episode, so this could entirely change, and they could just sit around drinking tea for the next, like, 11 episodes. I don't know yet, but so far, I really, really enjoyed it. So the first thing that I finished this month was actually an anime called Peach Girl. Peach Girl is one of those shows that I actually hadn't really heard of before, but I picked up the entire DVD set for really cheap. Well, I say the entire DVD set. I live in England, so only the first 5 volumes out of 6 were released for some reason. I wasn't actually expecting to like Peach Girl all that much, but I actually really did, and marathoned the whole thing in like 2 days, and I just really enjoyed it. Basically, you're gonna get a theme with this month, is I'm trying to finish some of the DVDs that I have. I've not watched yet and that have dubs because then I can watch them from bed. So I had a few things on the list that I have DVDs of that I wanted to watch at some point, and Peach Girl was, for some reason, priority number 1. All in all, I really liked Peach Girl. It's sort of a drama shoujo series, kind of similar to Nana, but not nearly as serious and not nearly as good. The artwork looks absolutely naff. It looks so bad, but I actually really enjoyed Peach Girl, so I might give it a watch again one of these days because I just really enjoyed it for some reason. Don't know why. Oh no, I was gonna get my Red Garden DVD. Well, this is what you get for cleaning out your room and putting stuff away in a place that you don't know exists. Next on the DVD list was something that I picked up from MVM Deal of the Week, being Red Garden. Red Garden is a show that I have been meaning to watch for about 2 years now. I had the first volume of the DVD and just never picked any more up because they never came up for sale. So when this was on Deal of the Week for a tenner, I thought, well, I'll finally finish that show. And I didn't remember liking it much, and I can see why I didn't like it, but overall this series wasn't horrible. I don't know how to explain the story, so the reason that I actually have the DVD is so I can read you the little synopsis. Would you kill to get your life back? While alive, Kate, Claire, Rose and Rachel each explore the streets of New York with the promise of limitless futures unfolding before them. But now, brought together as members of a bloodstained sisterhood, their once delicate hands reach out to silence demonic beasts no ordinary weapon can destroy. Brutally murdered only to be resurrected as killers, the girls must stalk their prey with primal ferocity, or risk losing what remains of their so-called lives. The only clues to their tragic past are a swarm of crimson butterflies and the mysterious woman who carries the harrowing secret behind the lives they lived, and the walking corpses they've become. Man, that sounds really lame. I actually really enjoyed this series, and it was well worth the tenner. Like, if this ever comes up on Deal of the Week and you're in the UK, highly recommend picking this up, actually, because it might not be worth 30 quid, but it's well worth the tenner because you get like the whole series for that, and that's 22 episodes. So it's pretty good. And it comes with the OVA, which I'm going to talk about next. The OVA was horrible. The OVA was absolute guff, right? I hated the OVA so much because it just didn't answer any questions that I had, and I was really hoping that it would. I get why it didn't. It makes a lot of sense why it didn't, because it's supposed to be sort of like a mystery horror series, and not answering the questions makes perfect sense in this context, but ugh. The Dead Girls OVA is not worth watching by any means. I absolutely hated it. And sort of like made me like the series a little bit less. Because it just, it's so bad. Red Garden, good. Dead Girls OVA for Red Garden, it's bad, okay? Bad. Something that I should have mentioned when I mentioned Mushishi was I watched the Mushishi OVA. I don't have anything else to say about it, it just is a good OVA, I really enjoyed it. It was good seeing like 40 minutes of Ginkgo. Sort of. Because he's a very aloof main character, but you know what I'm saying. April was kind of an exciting month because we started the Yoko Anime Club and I get to watch stuff that I otherwise wouldn't have watched. And I did watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure from 2012. I have so many thoughts about it that we made a podcast-ish type live stream video cast about it, which I will link to at the end of the video, and you should go watch it because I'm super proud of that project so far. And we're actually recording one soon, so I gotta hurry up with this. So yeah, if you want to know my thoughts on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure 2012, you can watch that. But if anyone had the question in their mind, am I gonna watch Stardust Crusaders, fear not. I have watched 2 episodes of Stardust Crusaders now. I'm gonna watch it all because we're probably gonna do an episode on it sometime, so... Finishing some things off, we've got Hanbun no Tsuki ga Noboru Sora. Probably butchered that name. Didn't really like this series all that much. I'm glad I watched it because it's been something that I've wanted to watch for a while, but it wasn't anything super special or whatever. It didn't have the ending that I was expecting, so good on you, studio. I don't know who did it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either, is the basic point of all of this. Another thing that I finished was Kyokai no Kanata. Kyokai no Kanata was one of those KyoAni shows that I was like, well, I'm not really that into it. Maybe it'll be like Shunibyo and I'll like it by the end. I liked episode 12, but it didn't end the way that it should have for me to give it like a super high rating. So I didn't really like Kyokai no Kanata all that much. I just know that KyoAni can do a whole lot better, and I don't think this sort of serious natured show suits them particularly. I would be very interested to see if they did something similar to it in the future. But I don't think I would enjoy a season 2 of this show. I don't think I would want to return to this universe in particular. I just feel like maybe they could have done something a little bit better with the whole feel of the show. I just think they do slice of life and things like that so well. I'm glad I watched it, I'm glad I experienced it, but it was not my favourite thing from KyoAni by any means. Another thing that I finished, I think, from March was Batum. I really actually enjoyed Batum. I would love to see a second season of it, so I had, like, some of my questions answered, but I don't foresee that happening, at least anytime in the near future, so I don't really want to start reading the manga, because I don't know if I care that much, but who knows. The last thing that I have to talk about in terms of things that I finished this month was Genshiken no Daime. It's more Genshiken, and Genshiken is wonderful. We can agree Genshiken is pretty great, right? I don't think I liked it as much as I liked the first 2 seasons, but I still definitely enjoyed it, and hopefully there will be more Genshiken in the future, because I absolutely love Genshiken, and watching it reminded me how much I liked it. And I'm definitely one of those people that can't watch it weekly. I have to sit down and consume it all in an afternoon. That is just how I do Genshiken, so... That's all the things that I finished, but there is one more thing to talk about, which is Dog Days Season 2. I tried my hardest to finish Dog Days Season 2, and I don't like Dog Days. There, it's out there. I don't like Dog Days. I think Dog Days is awful. I don't know why I started watching Season 2. Maybe it was because Mamo's in it, so I think that Mamo has to be in things that are good. But this isn't good, and Mamo's barely in it. Being real. I don't like Dog Days, I won't watch Season 3, I cannot wait to finish this so I can just forget that it ever existed. However, the character designs are really good. Just saying. That's everything. So, I've had it written down. My tally so far for the year is I have finished 28 TV shows, 6 OVAs and 1 movie. So there we go. But thank you so much for watching, take care, and I will see you guys soon, I promise.